Good morning, all. Shri J.K. Das, Executive Director, RBI. Shri Rakesh Jain, Member of the IPF Authority. Dr. Mridul Sagar, the Chair Professor in CAER. My colleague Tushar Anand and Sumit Rane, General Managers of the IPFA Authority. All my team members of IPFA and the esteemed guests from the professional and academic institutions and students. It is indeed my pleasure to be with all of you as we commemorate the Foundation Day of the Investor Awareness and Protection Fund Authority. On this momentous occasion, we have organized a seminar on the Investor Awareness and Protection, which is our key job, in collaboration with the NCAER. Given my varied audience, some of you who may know about IPFA, some of you who are working in IPFA, and others who might be wondering why you've been called and what is this organization all about, and how is it related to you. You would have many such questions in your mind, in your young, inquisitive mind, and not so young yet inquisitive minds. Before I go whole hog into explaining to you what is IPFA, let me ask you a few questions. Do you agree that in order to take important financial decisions, it is imperative for you to have sufficient information about various financial products, the do's and don'ts of savings, of budgeting, of investments, where you can invest, where you should invest, where you should not invest, what is safe, what is not? Should you trust every scheme that has been advertised to you? It could be Shah Rukh Khan, it could be Amir Khan, it could be anyone. As you've been seeing the short that we have played, that should you be trusting them and just going ahead and doing what you invest wherever they are asking you to? Is that safe? Is that guaranteed? How do you make money multiply? Does money grow on trees and then you just keep watering it and it grows into a big plant? Well, a lot of people think it happens that way. What about the lure of the online games, of cryptocurrency? Should you protect your hard-earned money, or should you just put it wherever anybody's told you to put it and let go of it? And then also what happened to the shares and dividends that were purchased long back by you, by your parents, by your grandparents, which have been bequeathed to you, and whether you are able to retrieve it, do you forget about it, what is the process of retrieving it? All these questions, the answer is IEPFA, which has been formed for this very purpose. Imagine a situation where your father suddenly recalls that he's got these hard copy of share certificates. You are aware that share is now traded in a demat format and it is not in a hard copy format. But supposing you have these hard copies, and what do you do with them? Because you go anywhere, these hard copies on today's date have no value. And there has been a circular that after 2025, all these shares will invariably have to be in a dematted form. And often very many of us keep changing houses, keep changing addresses. We live in rented houses, our jobs change, and we keep losing the paper. Every transfer is a pain. You end up losing some paper, you have some paper, you don't know what to do with it. You sometimes put it away in a box, and then after many years when you take out that box, then you see, arey, isme to share certificates pade hain, and you have a lot of other things. So what do you do in those circumstances? Now, would you have allowed your father or your grandfather or yourself to lose all this hard-earned money just because you forgot to take the dividend over the so many years? No. Herein comes in the role of the IPFA. Now, keeping in view the concern of the common people, Government of India established the Investor Education and Protection Fund Authority under the Section 125 of the Companies Act 2013. This was dedicated for the administration of the IPF fund. After the new digital processes came in place, the investors who did not claim dividend and whose dividends and possibly shares were transferred to the IPF authority, after the claimant not being traced for 7 years, the entire thing gets transferred to IPF authority. And now with this 2013 Act, the government has given you an opportunity to raise a claim for these shares and dividends and get it back. So the claimants come to the IPFA, get register themselves and their details on the ipf.gov.in, file an application with the details of their dividend and the proof of their identity. And after verifications, where we, the IPFA, verify that you are the right person with the company, thereafter we distribute the shares and dividend back to you as the rightful owner. In fact, over the years that we've been established, that is from 2016 onwards, we have probably disbursed more than 29 crores of dividends, and 54 crore claims have been settled so far. And as the awareness of the service of IPFA spreads, we assume that the problem is gradually likely to be minimized, that everybody would know that their money is safe with IPFA and they can claim it back. And for the shares that are held in demat account, it is assumed that since the KYC process is on, so your KYC details are updated regularly. So this you will be able to claim your shares and dividends on time. Now, while refunding crores of amounts through dividends and shares of common people belonging to different sections of claimant, we have realized that investors should also be made aware of many important aspects which they are otherwise uninformed about. We try to ensure that the investors are aware, informed about all the necessary aspects of financial decisions and keeping their money safe, and they are protected from fraudulent practices like the Ponzi schemes. The IPFA also, other than giving back the shares and dividends, has another mandate. It has essentially got two mandates. One is the refund of unclaimed funds to the rightful claimant, and investor awareness protection with a broader goal of inclusive financial literacy. And you would agree that financial literacy starts young, and it is a very, very important aspect of our lives now. Therefore, since its inception 6 years back, IPFA has been committed to promote the investor awareness, protection, and refund of unclaimed shares, dividends, etc. The best part which makes IPFA different from other organizations such as SEBI, RBI, etc. is that it is the youngest and the only organization which has a legislative mandate of spreading financial literacy, keeping in fact that all prospective investors are potential assets to contribute to the great growth story of the nation, and also therefore it is imperative for us to protect their financial health. When we started our journey as a statutory body under the aegis of the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, we have reached out to the rural investors, mostly the low-income group people who do not know. They save one penny and then they do not know how to multiply that money. A lot of them simply take this money and place it in some potli and put it to a side. They do not know how to multiply it, and as you are aware, the inflationary value of money keeps decreasing. So how do you multiply? How do you survive in these kind of circumstances? Do you end up investing wherever you have to or wherever you are told, or do you invest in places which are safe, which ensure multiplicity of your money over a period of time? So this all education we have been taking up for all different subsets of groups. We have financial groups, we have groups like college students, school students. We like to catch them young, make them financially literate. Then we also have the low income groups, the self-help groups, all these people, all fishermen, people probably vegetable sellers, or those kind of people also we are targeting. We are targeting every possible strata to ensure that they are all financially literate. So we have identified a few agencies such as CSC e-governance service to conduct the investor awareness programs in probably 117 aspirational districts of rural India. In fact, a recent study done by the IIT Delhi has suggested that these IAPs have actually brought visible changes in the quality of life of the participants. Many of them have started actually saving and making small investments in government schemes. Besides, they've also learned how to use digital transactions, such as you go to any vegetable vendor, he says Paytm kar do, yeah, he has that QR thing which you scan. So they are into digital currency and a lot of such things. In order, this has made their life much simpler. And you are aware of the JAM scheme of the government also, that is the uh, which uses mobile Aadhaar for your banking and financial inclusion. So this is all, we are raising a lot of investor awareness in all those areas also. Prior to that, in fact, people only were aware of fixed deposits or post office savings schemes, and there were many fraudulent practices that were going on in the Ponzi scheme, etc., where some chit fund scheme was there where you invest, maybe get a small chit and then you get the money. We have seen, at least I have noticed to my own this thing, that there are a huge number of these chit fund companies which have gone bankrupt, have sunk, and with that they've taken everybody's money. So it is our endeavor to educate people not to fall for these kind of schemes. So IPFA is a unique organization. We aim to deliver our best, and we have a lot of constraints. IPFA strives to be sensitive to the needs of claimants, and we work continuously to make the process of claim hassle-free. We have a set of handful but enthusiastic group of officers doing their best to provide education and protect the interest of the investors. Today is our foundation day, but even then you would notice that a lot of us are back there working. Only a handful of them have come to attend this function, though they could have had the whole day off, but they have preferred to stay back and process the claim so that no investor suffers. You must be thinking that IPF is only for those who have to get their refunds of unclaimed dividends or share. I would like to say that we are reaching out to the present investors and also to the future investors. We have, for instance, we have started our live lecture series through the 24/7 educational channel of IGNOU, that is Gyan Darshan. Every Thursday and Friday, our expert resource personnel deliberate on different relatable and yet not much known subjects. And we have been able to disseminate and inform people about safe investing, alert them about prevalent scams through the outreach activities by multiple kind of investor awareness programs. We've got customized investor awareness program for the rural, semi-urban, urban areas where we are looking at inclusive financial literacy, creating awareness about the relevant financial products, simplifying the social welfare schemes of the government, awareness against the fraudulent practices, Ponzi schemes, negating the role of middlemen for claims settlement process through IPFA. In fact, what happens usually is that when those physical shares are found, now since they're very old, so there are some requirements of documents, etc., and then people, a lot of middlemen get that information and they come back to you and say that I will do the entire documentation, aap khali sign kar dena, you give me 40% of the market value. We do not encourage that. There is no requirement to make any payment to anybody. The process is hassle free. In our office here in Delhi, we have a PRO and he has a team of people who can assist them in filling up the forms and getting the refund. And we have endeavored to improve the efficiency by expediting the process. We have adapted to the changing circumstances. We are using a completely e-office digital based approach. We have a mobile app and we are disseminating a lot of posts on our Twitter accounts, on our Facebook accounts, etc. And we are also having this quest for the hunger for excellence is something which can never be satiated. So we were looking at citizen-centric approach. For example, during the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, we have started a special window facility for the senior citizens along with a dedicated help desk. The intent was that our senior citizens should not be made to wait in queues, wait for long time. Immediately there's somebody who will attend to this thing and we will process their claim very quickly. Now speaking about citizen participants, I have to mention one thing, that we are announcing a mascot design contest called Pehchan, which will be live through the MyGov portal. The idea behind this contest is that if IPFA is a organization that exists for the people, it is the people who need to make the mascot and own it. And it is through this mascot that we intend that the IPFA would be recognized, and it is that mascot which will be flowing through all our future TVCs, etc. And any information investor awareness programs, we will be having that mascot. So I welcome all of you to please participate and give us a very good mascot. So you can share with us your idea of IPFA, what you've understood, or how you want the face of IPFA to be identified with the common man. The moment they see that mascot, they should understand that here is the person who's protecting your money. If someone wants to know what IPFA has done for so far over the years, we have research papers, studies, we have a lot of literature and reports available on our website, social media platform, as well as our mobile application. Besides knowing that we only have a handful of officers, we have a very transparent process of first in, first out. So there is a queue, it's a queuing process where the person who gets in first gets his claim first, and then so on. So there are a lot of challenges. I would not say no, we are still a very young organization, we have a long way to go. However, we will take all possible steps to ensure that the settlement and disposal process is very quick. We have a diverse and a very open roadmap. We are willing to take in any suggestion, and we are looking towards promoting financial literacy for school children. We plan to have interesting games, modules, comic books, videos, and our mobile app is also likely to undergo an upgrade, and we want to make it more interactive. And we are always open for adapting to new technologies, suggestions, so that we understand our stakeholders better, make them comfortable, and make them interact with us to cater to their diverse requirements. I'm sure our sessions on Common Man and Financial Literacy by the Reserve Bank of India, Common Man on Investor Protection by IPFA and CAER, and a very interesting technical session on the investor protection in a digital world by our distinguished panel of experts will be really apt and useful. I would like to congratulate IPFA and all our stakeholders for the journey so far. Moreover, we are determined to reach out to all sections of the stakeholders so that by the next Foundation Day celebration, we would see a representation and exchange of idea from all the sections in a bigger gathering, in a much more dynamic and bigger form. So I look forward to making the citizens of India, the children and the youth, financially aware, empowered, and as a strong nation contributors. Stay informed, stay empowered with IPFA. Thank you very much.